Hey family, how is everybody doing? All right. I told y'all I was back and I'm dropping videos. Now listen, I dropped a video. I did a live yesterday on my Facebook page. So if you guys want to see that, go over to facebook.com / my name, Alicia Thomas, and you'll be able to find that live. I went live to talk about the pandemic and address some issues and try to break some things down because I this week had came into contact with two young, viral, healthy, young, two Caucasian men, and they were discussing the pandemic, and the issue was reopening the states, reopening the country, trying to our best to get back to normal. And I noticed in the conversation that all they were doing was spewing talking points, Republican talking points. My God, I'm not gonna rehash that here. So I'm telling you to go over to my Facebook page and get that live, and you'll get that info. Okay, I'm back shooting a video that I'm going to upload to my YouTube page, and I'm going to share on my Facebook page because I was just outdone. I can't tell a lie. This morning I was just outdone. And at the end of this video, I am going to make a statement that I am asking the congregation to support me on. And I got a call coming in, y'all. Let me delete that. Not delete it, but ignore it right now. That I'm asking the congregation to support me in, because I think it's right. I promise. You guys know, y'all have been following me now for a while. I have never asked you guys for anything. I've only shown my appreciation to you guys for supporting the channel. And I intend to continue to do that. Now, there are going to be some projects coming up that I'm going to tell you guys about that I am going to ask you guys for your support, because I am trying to do the very best I can to be used by God in the way that He has placed me in the earth. And there are some things that God has given me, campaigns and different issues to address. And I'm just going to be honest. Unlike everybody else, I ain't playing no games. I ain't trying to smooth nothing over. None of that, man. Straightforward, straight up. I give you guys the facts. I try to be as honest and transparent as I can. And that's just how I think everybody should be, especially if we are asking people to trust what we say. Just do what you say. Just do what you say. So I ain't going to dwell on that. I'm just telling you guys straight up, straightforward. I try to be honest. I try to be transparent. I try to be factual as best I can. And if it's my opinion, I tell y'all it's my opinion. I don't like being slicked. So you treat people the way you want to be treated. It don't always, happen like that. You can treat folks nice and they'll come right back and treat you like a dog. But I don't have to answer for that. Okay? All right, cool. So, having said that, hey family! I hope you guys are continuing to be safe. I went out and took a friend of mine and took my son, and we went and got tested. I didn't leave my house specifically to go and get tested, but I had to do some other things today, and I had to leave. And so since I was out, they had a testing site set up in my county. And I went to the testing site and got tested. And I'm asking everybody else to do the same. I am not asking you. If you are locked up and shut up in your house, I am not asking you to leave your house for the simple purpose of going to get tested. Okay? Because when you leave the house, you're putting yourself at risk and anybody else you may come in contact with. But if you're already out, you're going to the grocery store, you're going to pay a bill, you're going to do whatever it is you're going to do. If you're already out, run by a testing site and get tested. And the reason being that I'm asking for this, guys, is because we need to know. These folks are making a decision to open our states and our country come hell or high water, regardless of what it is. We need the money. And so if we at a place where they are just going to make a decision, even if it means risking thousands of lives of American citizens, they have put money over lives. Okay? And so we need to know. Okay? We need to know. And if you go over to my Facebook page and watch that video, you'll understand a little bit more. Okay? Now, I do want to talk about the pandemic. All right? But I want to talk about it from a perspective of why I am leery, why I am concerned with this rush to open the country. Do I want the country open? Yes. I told you guys, one of the things I do is basic financial literacy, teaching it, coaching, okay? And in basic, excuse me guys for the burp, but in basic financial literacy, once you get past understanding the mindset of money, once you get past saving, the importance of saving money, then the third tier is investing. I invest. This look right here is because my investments in the stock market is not going well. It's not going well because businesses are closed and people are not spending money. So do I personally want the country open? Yes! Because as soon as it opens and people start spending money and the economy starts flowing again, guess what happens? My investments Do I weigh my investments more than my life, the life of my family and friends? No. You know why? Because even if the economy opened today and the stock market shot back up and I went back to the amount of money I lost in a day's time, guess what happens if I contract the virus and die? I can't take it with me. So, and this is my concern. This is my issue with the rush, right? So, this is what I want to do, guys. I got up this morning and started listening to the news. And my concern, go over to the Facebook page. I'm not going to repeat it here. Go over to the Facebook page. Please watch the video, okay? And then when you watch that video, what I'm telling you now is going to make more sense to you. I want to talk to you about how do we trust our leaders who are telling us that they are ready to open the country back, they're ready to open their states back up. How do you trust that they are making that decision for your best interest? All I'm asking is if we make a decision to go back out and start mixing and mingling and start for the purpose of spending money, how do we know that our lives are not in jeopardy? Because let me tell y'all something now. I didn't say this on the video. Well, I kind of did, but I'm going to say it in a different way here. $1,200, $2,400. If you're telling me that your life, especially as a parent, if you happen to be a parent that has children, you are going to tell me that $1,200 or $2,400 is worth your life? Because if your answer to that question is yes, my problem ain't my leaders. We got a bigger problem. If your answer is yes, and the reason why I say that is because the lieutenant governor of Texas had the nerve to go onto either a TV network or a radio network and say out of his mouth that there are things more important than living. This is the same man that says, even though your mama, your grandparents, your aunt, your uncle, your cousin, hell, you, or is of a certain age, okay, even though you may have 10, 15, 20 years left that God has ordained for you to have, he says you ought to be willing to sacrifice that 10, 15, 20 years so that your grandchildren can grow up in a wonderful America where the economy is flourishing. And anybody who jumps on that boat and joins in with that, you are retarded. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. You don't go to school at the same time as all the other children. That little special bus come get you by 11. You don't catch the big long bus at 6 in the morning. You catch the little short bus that come by 11. Come on. This is what we mean by making America great again, because at no point in time, I've been here 48 years, and at no point in time in that 48 years have I ever heard any president, any leader, political leader says that the lives of Americans don't matter. I ain't never heard that. Ever. Ever. Okay, listen. I'm going to calm down. It's just frustrating. It's frustrating. It is frustrating to have this type of ignorance in positions of authority that are being followed blindly by people who say they really care about America. You care about America, but you don't care about Americans. So I'm a little irritated. I'm a little pissed. Y'all know I've been doing real good. If you go back and look at my videos when I first started, you know that cussing demon was on me. He was riding my back. Woo! Ride me, baby. Ride me. But I fought that demon. And then you look at some of my later videos, you know, I pretty much got him contained. He ain't all the way dead, I'll be honest. But I'm fighting him every day with everything I got. But today, y'all work with me, okay? Pray for me as we go through this. So I get up this morning, watch a little news, only to be disappointed all over again because Trump is at a press conference trying his level best to get the doctors. Listen now. Y'all got to hear me. He's trying to get the doctors to lie to the American people. Listen. Here it goes. Now y'all bear with me. Okay. See if I get this where y'all can hear. I'm going to see if I can switch this so y'all can see. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, y'all ready? Here we go. Make sure this is up so y'all can hear it. All right, here we go. Boom.
Dr. Robert Redfield was totally misquoted in the media on a statement about the fall season and the virus. Totally misquoted.
You were accurately quoted, correct?
I'm accurately quoted in the Washington Post.
What Dr. Redfield clearly was asking for, just like we ask for every American to follow the guidelines. He's saying, please add to that guidelines getting your flu shot and making sure you're
wouldn't
protected.
you say there's a good chance that COVID will not come back?
We don't
And
know.
part of it comes back, it's in a very small confined area that we put out.
Well, the great thing is we'll be able to find it earlier this time.
That might not come back at all, Jeff. It may not come back at all. He's talking about a worst case scenario where you have a big flu and you have some corona. But it's all possible. It's also possible it doesn't come back at all.
We will have coronavirus in the fall. I am convinced of that. There will be coronavirus in the fall.
I mean,
Whoa.
Give me a minute. Let me get this set back up so we can finish talking. All right. Okay. Here is Trump. The president of the CDC was quoted in the Washington Post saying that we are going to have a second wave. Okay? That should come around the fall area, which is why it's important that if we're going to open the country, we reopen it strategically, because we know it's going to come back in the fall, and we don't want it to be worse than it is now. Okay? Looking at the trend from 1918, back when the Spanish flu came, right? It came. It kind of went down, or some say went away during the summer months, and then in the fall it came back worse, and more people died in the fall, the second wave, than did in the spring in the first wave. Okay? Trump gets up at the press conference and tell the news reporters that the Washington Post misquoted him. That's not true. Only for that doctor to stand up at the podium and says, no, they didn't misquote me. Then he tries to get the female doctor to say that it might not come back. And if it come back, it's only going to come back in a small little group. We're going to be able to identify that group and snuff it out, and that's going to be it. Only for Fauci, for the woman to say, well, it's coming back. And then for Dr. Fauci to get up, or Fauci, and say, it's coming back in the fall. Okay? There's no question about that. There's no issue about that. It's coming back. The reason why this is important is because if your president, who is charged with overseeing and taking care of the citizens of this country, is willing to lie to you and try to get the doctors to lie to you, how do you trust this dude when he says it's safe to go back out now? First, he started out with a lie, telling you that we didn't have but 15 cases. A lie. He started out with a lie, saying that when he was informed about this disease, instead of him doing like North Korea leader did and a few other people did, they immediately put into place the shelter in place, the social distancing, which greatly reduced. South Korea, I think, only had 238 cases. Okay? It took us until March, when we should have done it in January. But we didn't, because in January, Trump said it was a hoax put out by the Democratic Party trying to win the election. It was a hoax. In January, it was a hoax. In February, we didn't have but 15 cases, and it was going to magically disappear. In March, we were in a pandemic, and now we got to do something. And every day, ever since March, every day this dude has shown up to tell us anything, it's either been a lie, or it's been the blame game. And this is what is frustrating me. Now listen, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. And y'all help me now. Y'all know this is my opinion. This is my position. Now, the things I'm telling you about what Trump said, that's not my opinion. That is facts. If you don't believe it, go to YouTube, Google it. You're going to see it and hear it for yourself. Okay? He said that in January. It's a hoax. This is what the Democrats is making up to try to win the election. In February, we didn't have but 15 cases and it was going to magically disappear. It was going away in a few days. Lie in January, lie in February. Okay? And then in March, when he had no choice at that point but to address it, because now hey dude, we can see for ourselves. We can see for ourselves. We got eyes. Okay? He didn't have a choice. Now, this is my question. This is my issue. And this is what I want to have a conversation with the congregation about. This is a conversation that the church ain't having. And this is going to some extent, seem maybe a little racial. I'm not trying to make it racial. God in heaven knows I'm not. Because even if it is, at the end of the day, I think in my opinion, I think all of this is more about classism than racism. It's about rich versus poor. Okay? It's about rich versus poor. Now, if a line is drawn in the sand and it's between the black poor and the white poor, I think the Republican Party is always going to side with the white poor over the black poor. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I don't think the Republican Party cares about anybody but rich people. Now, that is my opinion. But my opinion is based on stupid ass shit like this. Excuse my French. That slipped out. I was trying to catch that and it wasn't. I'm sorry. But okay, here we go. African Americans, for the most part, not all of us, but for the most part, African Americans vote Democrat. Not all whites, not all. But most of the whites are Republican. Whether they're poor or rich, they're Republican. Same for Democrats. You have some rich Democrats. Okay? There are white Democrats. There are black Republicans. Rich and poor. Okay? But as a general line, blacks have a tendency to vote Democrat. Whites have a tendency to vote Republican. And my question is why? When people have asked me about my political affiliation, although I am a Democrat, I will say that. But when it comes to me and my mindset, I see myself as I don't see myself, I am a liberal Republican and a conservative Democrat. And the average person, when I say that, says, what does that mean? That means I believe in fiscal responsibility. I believe in limited government. I believe in individual freedom. Okay? But I also believe, okay, in social justice. I do. I believe that we as humanity should look out for each other. And if someone is down and you are in a position to help them come up, help them. Help them. Because we were not all dealt the same cards. And life did not happen to all of us the same way. Do you understand what I'm saying? Some people lost their parents when they were children. Before they were even teenagers. Can't even mentally conceptualize that. And then others turn 65 years of age, 70 years of age, and their parents are still alive. Life does not happen to us all the same way. So if you find another brother or sister that's down and there is a way, a pathway of assistance, and you can make it happen, make it happen. White, black, green, blue, red, white, whatever. Make it happen. Okay? Because tomorrow is not promised to any of us. And just because I'm having a wonderful week this week ain't got nothing to do with what's coming to me next week. And when you down and out, if somebody could make a way to help you, you would want them to help you. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And even if they don't, you don't have to answer for it. You hear what I'm saying? Okay. So, having said that, that's where I lie. Okay? Now, the Republicans have always held themselves as being the fiscal responsibility party. Fiscal responsibility party. They have always held themselves out of following the principles of Christ. They are the Christian political party. Okay? And the Democrats, and I said this in the video, are a bunch of ungodly, on their way to hell liberals. Okay? They don't have no responsibility. They don't have no responsibility. They want the government to take care of them. Nobody wants to work and on their own and nothing. They just got a handout and want the government to give them everything. Now that's what the Republican Party stands for and what they say. The Democratic Party says that's not true. We believe in fiscal responsibility. We believe in limited government. But we believe in lending a helping hand. Okay? I just don't understand what's going on with the Republican Party. You know, black people used to be members of the Republican Party. We supported it because the Republican Party was for uplifting people, making a way for minorities to get into the mainstream, to make it. Yes, they were. They were. And I agree that that decision was political. You know, give freedom to the slave, count them, all that stuff was a way to ensure that if blacks were able to vote, if blacks were able to be counted, if blacks were able to be, seen as people, then we're going to support the one who helped make that happen. And we rolled over into the Republican Party because the Republican Party stood for freeing black folk. But I don't understand all of these, when they run on Christian principles. And then yet, you ain't doing nothing that's Christian. 2 Corinthians, President Trump, he gonna read a scripture and call it 2 Corinthians. It is frustrating as an African American Christian to walk side by side by one of my Caucasian brothers and sisters who support this idiot. And I don't really mean to call him an idiot because Trump really ain't dumb. He really not. He's a fool, but he ain't dumb. He knows marketing like nobody else knows. And that's all he's doing is political marketing. But to continue to support somebody who would try his level best to get doctors to lie to the American people, and then you still gonna support and vote for this? I caught that one. Man, I sucked that back up. That one right there was about to get loose. And then to have African Americans have the audacity to say they vote don't matter, so they stay at home and don't vote and let these individuals show up to the polls to continue to put a fool in office that is making decisions that jeopardize your life. Come on, my people. Come on, my people. Now, what's frustrating me a little bit is I got this idiot that has lied to me from January to now. And now he's trying to get the doctors to lie to me. And the doctors, now I don't know what's going to happen to the president of the CDC and Fauci. He probably going to try to fire them too. Because he's already fired 2 doctors from the CDC because they would not support his wishes to issue drugs for malaria to healthy Americans. Listen now. People that have gotten sick from the pandemic, from the virus, okay? People that have gotten sick and have been at death's door. It's no holds barred, man. They're trying to use anything and everything. Like last-ditch effort to try to save an individual's life. We're giving you everything we can think of that might help. Malaria is the malaria drugs is one of those drugs. The lupus drugs is one of those drugs that they have been giving patients that have been at death's door. Okay? All right. Trump wanted the CDC to issue a report and make a statement. Would you stop doing that, please, right now? I am so trying to do this video, and I got people in my house who see it, and instead of respecting what I'm doing, they just want to make all this noise. All right. Trump wanted the CDC doctors to, giving this malaria drug to Americans who were not at death's door, even though they knew that that drug would kill them. Because the guys who are behind producing the malaria drug are friends of Trump. And because they would not do that, he fired them. Now, if the quid pro quo agreement that he tried to work out with them other folks, I can't remember now if that was, where them folks from? I can't remember that. But y'all know what he got impeached over. If that ain't enough to get rid of him, this ain't. This dude did this at the press conference. Everybody saw it with their own eyes and heard it with their own ears, man. And Trump is acting like he is JR. Y'all remember the soap opera? I can't remember. Is it Dynasty? Is that the name, Dynasty? With JR and Sue Ellen? And Sue Ellen with her own eyes saw JR with another woman. And when they got home and she tried to confront JR about it, JR told Sue Ellen, it wasn't what you saw and what you thought you saw. And when she was like, JR told Sue Ellen, is you gonna believe me or your lying eyes? That's what Trump's saying to us. You ain't see what you say you saw. You ain't hear what you say you hear. So just go by what I say. And anybody that does that got a bunch of rocks in their head. And if they ain't got no common sense, why in the world will we continue to allow these people to lead us? The lieutenant governor of Texas said there are a lot of things that are more important than living. But let me tell you what he ain't did. He ain't raised his hand and told them to bring me the malaria drug and try it out on me. He ain't did that. The mayor of Las Vegas told the people that she know they looking for a testing group. Come to Las Vegas. You can use us. And the governor of Nevada said, no ma'am, no sir. You're not using the citizens of Nevada for no guinea pigs. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Not when there's a better way to ensure that our people can get back out and get back to the normalcy of things without risking their health. These are the Republicans, and y'all gonna tell me that y'all are not gonna show up to vote in November to ensure that we put people in office that are going to care more about your life than their pockets. Man, I'm telling y'all, I'm so pissed about this. I just don't know. I know I'm kind of loud, but I feel like I'm screaming because my temperature is rising. Because how ignorant do we have to be? We keep talking about the ignorancy of Trump and his cronies and all these fools that are following him, governors, lieutenant governors, mayors. But it ain't them. We see you, and yet we choose not to do what we have in our authority to do. And that is to show up to the polls any which way you want to. Show up personally. Do a absentee ballot. I don't give a flying flip, baby. Fly on Dumbo. Get your elephant with the big ears. Get on top of him and ride him to the polls and vote. I guess I'm frustrated because most politicians, when they're going to lie to the American people, when they're trying to pull one over your eyes, they get in the back room and they figure out a way to do it. And when they come out in front of the people, they're all on the same page on how they're going to con us. Trump tries to con us without having everybody on the same page. And this is what I say. Fauci, and I don't remember the name of the guy that's president of CDC. But dude, young man, gentleman, thank you. I don't know the name of that young lady that was on that podium. Thank you. And she was struggling. She was struggling. Now I'm saying thank you to her, but I don't have a whole lot of faith in her because she was shaky. But the president of the CDC and Fauci, there was no shaking in them at all. There was no stuttering in them at all. They stood toe to toe and said what they did a Nene. I said what I said. Nene Leakes off of Real Housewives of Atlanta. When Candy was talking to her at that reunion and trying to tell her that what she said about her mama wasn't right and you didn't have no business saying it and you was wrong. And Nene's response to Candy was, I said what I said. Woo! Say thank you to Fauci. That we got some strong men in that position, in the medical position, that ain't shaky, that ain't scared, to tell the American people the truth. Now, if you got a president that's going to lie to you in front of the cameras, looking you dead in your eye and lie, and know that he got people standing there that could easily say he lying, and they did, act like he wasn't even standing over there. You gonna tell me that I'm supposed to believe that you telling me, President Trump, and your cronies, that it's okay for me to go back out there? This is my response. This is what I'm asking the congregation to support me in. This is what I'm asking you guys to use. Hashtag everywhere. Hashtag it everywhere. Hashtag it everywhere. Hell no, I won't go. And if that's too strong, heck no, I won't go. But you will not use me as a guinea pig. Because that's it, man. The first wave of folks that get out there and start spending them checks, you get sick and die, enough of you, they're going to change their minds. But you're going to be dead. Why are you trying to scare? I'm not. I'm just saying African Americans are dying at a greater rate than any other race in the country. So if somebody going to get sick and die, guess who it's going to be? Woo! All right, y'all. This is the first video. I got a whole bunch more because I want to have a conversation about African American Christians and Caucasian Christians that support Trump. There's a video that Kirk Franklin is in and Tony Evans is in, and they are talking about this very issue, and it's called A Situation. And I want to talk to you about it because it aligns itself perfectly at this time and season in our lives. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know how to run for president. I guess if I wanted to know, I could find out. I don't know if they do write-ins or none of that stuff, but I'm here to tell you right now, eternity for president, baby. Because if Trump can be president and he can lie to your face, and I'm not saying, because all presidents lie. Let's just get it real, okay? I'm not saying that. All presidents lie, okay? But they did a study on Trump, and Trump has lied more. Out of 100% of the things he say, 90% is a lie. And that's the most of any president who has ever been in the presidential seat in history. And if you married a man, if you was messing with a man that lied 90% of the time, you know what we do with a child that lie all the time? Ain't nothing he can tell us that we believe. You know what we do with a man that we messing with that lie all the time? Ain't nothing that Negro tell us we gonna believe. Even if we stay with him, we ain't gonna believe it. Soon as that Negro say something and he leave, we'll get on the phone, talk to our girl or whatever we at, and where Johnny? I don't know, child. He said he was going somewhere, but I don't know if that's where he at or not. He lie so much. He lie all the time. Do you hear me? And that's your personal decision. But we're talking about our country, y'all. Eternity for president. Hashtag that. Eternity for president. Hashtag that. Hashtag that for me now. Drop down in the comments and tell me what y'all think. I know, I guess this is a rant. I try not to rant. God in heaven, I try not to rant, but I just don't understand. I just don't understand. And even if you feel like Joe Biden ain't the man, because I don't understand. Does anybody know what Joe Biden is? Do y'all know where he is? Because I ain't seen him. I don't hear from him. Nothing. I mean, and we are saying that the country, we're moving too fast. But is there a Democrat talking about a better way to do this thing? Because for me, I wouldn't be having a conversation until at least half of the people in my state has been tested. Half of the people in my state needs to be tested. Once they are tested and I have some semblance of a good idea of who in my state is infected and who's not, I don't want to have no conversation about sending my citizens back out into the war zone. I just don't. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's intelligent. At least half. At least half. We don't even have half. I saw my governor, state of Mississippi, Tate Reeves, on MSNBC, talking about how great we've done and we've gotten more testing than this, that, and another. And I don't know, because I don't know how many people have been tested. I hadn't seen that number. I know we got over 1 million people in our state. I know we have over 4,000 people who have tested positive. I know we have over 200 people who have passed. Now, I don't know the number of how many people have been tested. But if we got 1 million people or more, and 500,000 have been tested, and we got a majority, 500,000 to 4,000 it's not a bad number. I will admit that. And if that's where we are, then I can be cool with rolling back the restrictions a little bit at a time. But if half the citizens ain't tested in your state, I don't understand what you're doing. Because without that, you really don't know where you are. Where you are. And as an African American, I have to be extremely concerned when we are the ones who are dying at a greater rate than anybody else. When we are the ones that have the lion's share of the service jobs, right? Which means we are the ones that are on the front line and the ones most likely to contract the disease and therefore the ones most likely to die from it. So as an African American and as a local leader in my community, which I am, I serve as the Bolivar County prosecuting attorney, which is an elected position. I've been there for over 10 years. So as a community leader, I have to speak up, I have to speak out, and I have to be concerned. And I cannot worry about who I might offend. I don't have a problem with white people. To me, my issue ain't with Caucasians, okay? Because to me, I don't care whether you're white or black. If you are poor, these decisions that are being made are not in your best interest. And I need my white poor citizens to stop being racist. I said it, and I meant it. As Nene said, I said what I said, because there are poor whites who will vote against their own interests just because they feel like they're better than blacks. And that is the truth. And it helps nobody, not even you. We're in this thing together for real. And if we're poor, baby, we're standing in the same ditch together. And even though you are voting against your own interests because you feel like you might be better because you ain't black, you still in the ditch. Because when you elect that politician that don't care about poor people, he or she is still not making decisions that allow you to climb out of the ditch. You voted for Trump. Cool. You still in the ditch with me. Now, how smart is that? And then for white people to say, and listen, white, because it's only white people out here. I'm not saying there's not black people that support Trump that don't say the same thing. I'm just saying what I've seen on the news and in interviews, they're white people who say once they get caught and realize that the position that they think that they are justified in taking shows their ignorance, you know what they end up saying, what the most of them end up saying at the end when they find out they're not that smart? It don't matter. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm going to vote for them anyway. And the reason why I say you're racist, this is the reason why. Because if Barack Obama would be doing the things that Trump is doing, you white folks would be laying eggs. You would turn into chickens and start laying eggs. If whatever you feel like Barack, it would not be okay for Barack Obama to do, it shouldn't be okay for Trump to do if you are not racist. I said what I said. I said what I said. Why you say that, Leash? Well, we're going to discuss it in the next video that I do involving the conversation, a situation. Because when you turn on TBN and every time there's a Republican in office, they want you to pray for the president. Pray for the president. But as soon as a Democrat get in office, you don't hear them saying not one time about praying. Ain't nobody on TBN asked to pray for Barack. And listen, don't get it twisted like I'm a Barack fan. I voted for Barack because he's a black man. First black president, yeah, I'm going to vote for him because I'm black. Yeah, I voted for him just because he was black. Because I did not agree with many of his policies. And the position I took and why I didn't support that, he proved me right. Did your life get better with Barack being in office? I don't even want to get on that. I don't want to get on that. But I'm just saying, don't come for me. Come on here. What that girl name? Kenya Moore. Don't come for me unless I send for you. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. I am fair and I am balanced. I am fair and I am balanced. I don't care if we got a white president. What I care about is someone who is going to make decisions for the people of the country that I live in. That's going to be beneficial for the people in the country that I live in. And when you're making decisions that only benefit a select few, your friends and your cronies, to help you get richer, that means that the people who are on the bottom tier are going to get left there, if not pushed down a little bit further. We used to have a middle class in this America, and now all you got is two. You are either rich or you are poor. Time for a change, my people. Time for a change. So I'm asking you guys, two hashtags. Attorney T for president. And hell no, we won't go. I'm not going out there and risking my life just so you can see if it's okay to send everybody else out there to the slaughter so you can keep your money coming in. When you good. Y'all, the people who are fighting and fussing about getting this money, it's good. Now listen, I'm not talking about the small entrepreneur. He needs his business open. I get that. I'm not tripping. I get that. And I'm supportive of that. As a small business owner, I'm with that. But y'all, I don't mean no harm. I don't care if I had $16 million. I can't take it with me. So if I rush out there, contract the disease and die, what good did it do me? What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? All right, guys. That's all I got. Don't got no more. At least on this topic. Okay? Do me a favor. Would y'all do me a favor? Would y'all hit the like button for me, please? Hit the like button and share. Hit the like button and share. This is good information. It's a good conversation to have, and our people need to know. Forget the conspiracy theory stuff, man. Let that stuff go. Whether this stuff was man-made, whether it was contrived, whatever. What we gonna do? Whether it was man-made or just something that happened, what we gonna do? That's no different than the what is it called? The the word about how the system is set up to trap young black men into the correctional facilities, correctional complex, right? It's set up to send the black man in jail. You know what I'm saying? They got to get the black man. Yeah, okay. But check this out. If you ain't trafficking drugs, if you ain't trafficking stolen firearms, If you ain't breaking and entering, if you ain't involved in human trafficking, in other words, if you're not committing crimes, the criminal industrial complex can't get you. I don't have a SWAT team at my house. Ain't nobody executing no search warrants on my house. You a woman. You a woman. It's set up for the black man. I got a black brother. The SWAT team ain't at his house. They ain't executing a search warrant at his house. The only way you get caught in somebody's trap is if you go the way they told you to go. If they looking for you up the street, and instead of you going up the street, you in your house, guess what? They can't catch you. They can't get you because you at home. You not up the street breaking the law. Hit the like button for me, family. Share the video, please, y'all. I need your help. I need your support. I thank you for you guys being willing to always swing by the channel, watch the videos, leave the comments. It blesses my heart. So I love the dialogue. I hope this is a dialogue worth having a conversation about. This is a conversation that I haven't heard a whole lot of YouTubers address, at least this way. So I hope it sparks conversation. So Eternity, who do we vote for? Well, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. For me, it's a prime time for a third party candidate to come up. If they're strong enough, I think it's a perfect time. I'm going to tell y'all honest God truth. If the Libertarian Party would, and listen now, I'm just speaking now. I'm just speaking because God in heaven knows I don't know about being no president. But if the Libertarian Party had a candidate that was intelligent, but between now and November, we probably gonna have two, Trump and Biden. I ain't voting for Trump. And I will be voting. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hey, listen, guys. I asked in a couple of videos ago, told people that I was going to do a training, one of my basic financial literacy program trainings. I've had a few people reach out, said they was interested. And so I'm going to set that up for May. Okay? May. And probably by Monday, I'm going to be able to give you guys more information as it relates to times, and pricing, and how we're going to try to make those things happen. Okay? So if you are interested, the email address that you want to send me an email to letting me know that you're interested is my name, Alicia Thomas, AELICIATHOMAS, Alicia Thomas @gmail.com. Just email me and say, hey, I'm interested in the financial literacy program, and I will respond and let you know that I did receive your email, and then give me about a week, and I'm going to shoot you out some more information and more details. Listen, guys, the reason why I was pushing it is because of this. Times like these, there are a lot of people who took my class, who followed the principles, and they're okay. They're off work, and they're okay. And then there are those who thought, I don't want to pay that money for that information. I can get that on my own. I can do that by myself. And this situation has happened, and they are at every food bank, unemployment line, everywhere they can be, calling their bank, calling their landlord, trying to get extensions on their rent and their mortgage, things of that nature, because they were not prepared. And I'm not saying that to try to force your hand to get in the program. I'm just telling you, I care about my people. God birthed this in my spirit to do this. Help your people. I had this information for myself, was applying it to my own life, and have been prospering ever since. I own my own home outright. It didn't take me. I took out a 30-year mortgage, paid it off in 12. I have 6 rental properties. I think that is right. 6. I'm right in the process now of negotiating for my 7th. I have mutual funds, Roth RIAs, stock investments. It's called diversification. Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm low key, man. I'm low key. I don't wear my money on my sleeve. If you met me in person, you probably wouldn't even think that I had nothing. Truth be told, because I'm not living my life to impress others. I'm living my life, number 1, so I can be comfortable while I'm here. Number 2, so that I can leave a financial legacy for my child, so that he does not have to be dependent on the system or anybody else. Okay? Number 2. And number 3, at the end of the day, so I can please God. You think God put me in this earth to struggle? No, he did not. The scriptures tell me that. The scriptures tell me that. And the day that I started getting financial literacy, not only from secular individuals, but from pastors. Watch this now. From pastors who pastor millionaires. From pastors who pastor entrepreneurs. I understood the game of the church for a lot of people and for a lot of leaders. And we can talk about it, and we will, if you get in my class. I'm going to explain that to you. How you can meet your obligation to support your ministry, but at the same time, meet your obligation to support your family and yourself. Because when you're in a church where the only person who's prospering is the pastor, see, when you can't teach me how to make $1 million, all you can tell me to do is pray. Thank you guys for swinging by. As always, man, thank you guys for subscribing. Thank my loyal subscribers who have been here and those that have stayed with me and not left. I appreciate you. I appreciate the new subscribers. If you don't subscribe and you're just swinging by to look at the videos, I appreciate that, man. That's time that you took out that you didn't have to take. So please, guys, hit the thumbs up, like the video, share the video, and please drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this conversation, about what I've informed you of and what you heard. I appreciate you guys, man. Love you guys to heaven, man. For real. As I always say, to the extent that this channel is successful, and I do deem it successful, it couldn't be without you. I'm greatly, greatly appreciative. Thank you guys so very much for your love, for your concern, and for your support. I love you all to heaven, okay? Y'all, please be safe and do this right here. Think. Use what God gave you. Common sense, okay? Common sense. Use what God gave you. Common sense. and shoot over to my Facebook page. If it got dog, it's because the battery is going down on the phone and I'm getting ready to go. But shoot over to my Facebook page and watch that other video. I think you guys will be blessed by the information that's in there, okay? God bless you guys. I love you guys. And as usual, congregation, I'll see you next time. God bless. Bye-bye.